Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we doing? Happy Saturday to us all. Happy Saturday. How is the week going? Or how was the week, right? How was the week? How was the week? When you get on here, please share for us. Share for us as I do same, right? Share for us as I do same. How have you been? How have you been? How have you been? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. When you get on here, say hello. Say hello so we can know who we have here. Say hello, say hello, say hello. Say hello. How was the week? We bless God for how far He's brought us. All right. Today we're going to speak about as I today our topic is what you call it, bouncing back, right? Bouncing back from everything, bouncing back from the hard times, bouncing back from where we've been, bouncing back from the struggles, bouncing back from anything and everything that um, we have going on, right? Bouncing back. So let's make this interactive. When you get on here, please share for us, share for us, share for us, share for us, right? Let others know that we are live, right? Let others know that we are live. Let others know that we are live. We thank you so much for your support. We don't take your support lightly at all, right? And so you are very welcome. When you get on here, let me know where you're watching us from and keep tapping on the like buttons for us. As I do same, you are very welcome. If you don't know what this is a Dose of Encouragement Incorporated as we learn from each other, as we communicate with each other, tap ideas from each other, right? So you are very, very welcome to today's session. You are very welcome to today's session. And we don't take your support and lightly at all. So as you can see, it is bouncing back from the struggles, bouncing back from anything that held us back, bouncing back from our day-to-day activities where we think that, oh, things are not going the way they're supposed to go. So if you are here, keep sharing for us, keep sharing for us, keep sharing for us. As I do same, we'll start in 5 minutes, right? We'll start in 5 minutes, but keep sharing for us. You are very, very welcome. You are very, very welcome. You are very, very welcome. It is a beautiful Saturday, and I am always excited to have you all here, right? So, what do we mean by bouncing back? What do we mean by getting up from where we are, right? Coming back stronger than we thought, coming back stronger than we have been, right? Because as we go along, things happen, lives happen, right? But it is up to us to determine how we want that to affect us, how we want that to distract us, how we want that to prevent us from going forward, right? It is up to us. So it is up to us to do that. So it is very important for us to know the ins, the out, what we have to do, how we have to do it, where exactly we got to seek support from if we need to, right? In order to keep moving, right? So it says bouncing back, coming back from something or recovering quickly from a difficult situation, recovering swiftly from that thing that held us down, from that thing that prevented us from doing the things that we thought we could do, right? Bouncing back from the everyday activity. I'm looking this up because I'm sharing it, keep sharing it for us as well, right? So bouncing back from the day-to-day activity, bouncing back from those difficult moments, returning to normal conditions after difficult events, right? Guys, keep tapping on the screen for us, keep liking it for us. If you have any thoughts as well, put in the chat for us, right? Let's have this conversation, let's make this conversation fun, right? Let's make it interactive as well, right? So bouncing back from that, right? Sometimes we go through struggles, sometimes we go through pain, sometimes we go through difficult moments, right? And it is important that we come back. It is important that we jump back. It is important that we do everything as much as we can to hop back on there, to make sure that, hey, we're not sitting there, to make sure that we're not staying where we are because we are in that difficult moment, or we are in that trying moment, right? So we got to always bounce back from whatever it is. It might not be difficult, it might not be easy at first, sorry, right? But it is doable, right? It takes time, it takes preparation, it takes the mindset to know that, hey, this thing that I am here, or where I found myself, I'll be able to bounce back off it, right? So bounce back to your success, bounce back to your normalcy, bounce back to the place that you found peace, the place that you found assurance, the place that you found happiness, right? Bounce back to it, right? Work your way around it. Thanks so much for hopping on here. Work your way around it. But regardless of however it is, bounce back. Bounce back to those success of yours. Bounce back to those good times of yours. Bounce back to those normalcy, right? That you were in. I said, be resilient against the hardship, right? It will come. I'm not even gonna sit here and say that will not come. I'm not gonna sit here and say that, oh, everything will be fine. No, sometimes we all go through the struggles, we all go through the pains, we all go through the trials, right? But it is how we move from point A to point B that matters. It is how we move from one point to the other that matters, right? So it's not gonna be easy, right? But we still gotta do it, right? We still got to do it. I said, train your mind to see good in every situation. Train your mind to see every perfect things in every situation. Sometimes it is up to us to assure ourselves. Sometimes you might not get somebody to reassure you that things are going to be okay. Sometimes you might not get somebody to reassure you that, hey, everything will be perfect. Sometimes you're not going to get everybody to be like, yes, it is gonna be fine. So keep going. No, sometimes you're not gonna get that. Sometimes you gotta reassure your own self. Thanks so much for hopping on here. Keep the tapping on the likes for us and keep sharing for us as well, right? But if you are new here, let us know where you're watching us from, and keep tapping on the likes and the hearts for us. That allows Facebook and YouTube to push our videos out for us, right? So train your mind to see the good in every situation. All right. I said distractions will come. But the question is, would you do everything to bounce yourself back? Would you do everything to get out of that situation, that stinky thinking? As Michelle, somebody I know will say, right? Would you do everything in your power to jump out of that? Would you do everything that you ever have? Use every fiber that you ever have to hop out of that situation, because it is not going to be permanent, right? But it is all up to you to determine what do you have to do, how you have to do it, where exactly you need to sort a result, or you need to sort guidance from, right? So you need to determine that. Hey, I'm here, I'm struggling, I'm finding myself in this situation. What do I have to do? How do I do it? Where do I go to get the assistance? Where do I go to get the reassurance? Where do I go to get the help? Where do I go to find peace or to find help? Right? That is what we got to ask ourselves. Right? That is what we got to ask ourselves. That is what we got to ask ourselves. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be done on a silver platter, but it is doable, right? It is doable to do that. It is doable to bounce back off where you are, right? Because yes, you might be struggling. Yes, you might be going through trials. Yes, you might be going through pains, right? But it is up to our mindset here, right? It is up to our mindset here, right? So master the act of bouncing back. Master the act of doing everything possible in your power to go back to where you are, to go back to where you started from, to move ahead, right? These trials and temptations come to make us stronger, right? Come to allow us to understand the day-to-day things that we got to deal with. But you have to determine how you want that situation to affect you. You got to determine how you want that situation to push you forward or push you back, bouncing back. Ooh, and then we got to, right? Bouncing back from that struggles, bouncing back from that pain, bouncing back from that activities that hold your back, that holds you from moving forward, that holds you from doing the things that you need to do the right way, right? And we gotta fix that, right? So master the act to bounce back. You will be down, but you don't have to stay down, right? You'll be down, but you don't have to stay down. You would be in troubles, but you don't have to stay in trouble. There is a saying that I adopted from this lady. She said, "Be poor, but don't stay poor. Be in that low space, but don't stay there. Be in that unhappy place, but don't stay there. Be in that struggle place, but don't stay there. Work your way out to get yourself out. Work your way out to find a way to get yourself out of that stinky thinking, right? Because sometimes it is all up here. Sometimes all we got to do is push ourselves a little bit more, right? Push ourselves a little bit more, right? Pushing ourselves a little bit more and bounce back from where you are, bounce back from what you where you find yourself, right? It might not be easy. It might not be easy, but it takes everything that you have, right? It takes everything that you have to be able to bounce back. It takes everything that you have to be able to move from point A to point B. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be on a silver platter, but it takes your mindset. It takes your strength. It takes everything that within you, right? So don't let that situation that you find yourself tell you that you cannot bounce back from where you were. Tell you that you cannot bounce back from that struggle, that pain, that torment. Don't let your mindset tell you that, right? Because recovering quickly from those difficult times determines how well you're going to move out of here or how well you're going to push through from here, right? So bounce back from those struggles, bounce back, do everything that you have, do everything in your power to get out of that situation, to get out of that pain. Guys, keep tapping on the likes for us, keep tapping on the hearts for us, right? It allows Facebook and YouTube to take our video out or to push our videos out. Thank you so much, right? I said distractions will come, but the question is, would you do everything to bounce back? Would you do everything to get your sanity back? Would you do everything to get your peace back? Would you do everything to get your happiness back? That is the question. Struggles, temptations will come, right? Would you do everything that you have, everything is in your power to make sure that, hey, I am out of here. I am out of that pain. I am out of that struggle. I am out of that space I find myself in, right? That is what you got to ask yourself. That is what you got to ask yourself, right? I said, you will be down, but don't stay down. You will be frustrated. Don't stay frustrated. You will be unhappy. Don't stay unhappy. Look for ways and means to bounce yourself back. Look for ways and means to get up from where you are. Look for ways and means to get yourself out. There is a saying that as the a donkey was left in that hole, right? Every little time he digs a little bit and shakes himself up. Every little time he digs a little bit and shake himself up, all right? And eventually he realized that now he has a base. to jump off. He has a base to jump out of that hole. He has a base to jump out of that space that he was put in. So we will find ourselves in that space. We will find ourselves in that box. We'll find ourselves in that struggle, right? Shake it, dig it little by little, and hop out of there. Shake it little by little and hop out of there, right? Shake it bit by bit and get out of there. Never stay there forever. Never stay in that situation. Never stay in that struggle. Never stay in that pain. Never stay in that stinky thinking place. Bounce back, right? Bounce back. Bounce back from that struggle. Bounce back from that pain. Bounce back from anything and everything that you find yourself struggling with, right? Bounce off it. Bounce off it. It is all up to you to decide. What are you going to do? It is all up to you to decide how you want to do it. It is all up to you to decide what exactly you want your story to be, or how exactly you want people to see you, what exactly you want to be done, what exactly you want others to do for you. Right? Bounce back. Right? Bounce back from it. I said, remember that comeback is always greater than the fall, right? The bounce back are always greater than the fall. The bounce back, if you are able to bounce back from that struggle, if you are able to bounce back from that pain, if you are able to bounce back from that stinky thinky place, the coming back is always greater, always greater, right, than the fall. So don't stay there. Don't stay where you find yourself. Don't stay where you are struggling at. You might be down. Don't stay down. You might be struggling. Don't stay there. Bounce off it. Shake yourself a little bit and bounce off. Shake yourself a little bit and move. Shake yourself a little bit, because as I use the camel as an example, he shook himself a little bit by bit, every day, every step of the way, and he realized that eventually he got the stepping stone, he got the ground, he got the momentum to bounce himself back. Right? So bounce back and don't stay at that same space. Is it gonna be easy on a silver platter? Sometimes it might not. But sometimes it still takes dedication. It still takes you doing those things over and over and over again. It still takes you saying to yourself those positive affirmations to yourself that I can do this and I must do this. I can do this and I have to do it. Right? Bounce back off it. Bounce back off it. It's only get better when you have a mindset, a shifted mindset from where you find yourself. It only get better from there. It's only get better from there. Right? It's only get better from there. So bounce back off it. Master the act of coming back from those struggles. Master the act of coming back from those pains. Master the act of coming back from where you are, where you think that everything is lost, where you think that nothing good is coming out of it, right? Find ways, means, and find a way to get out of there. If it means you asking for help, do it. If it means you asking for assistance, do it. If it means you asking for help, do it. But bounce back. Right? Bounce back off it. Because it is only then that you realize that you have power, that much power than you think. Right? It is only then that you realize that you have way more power than you think. So bounce back. Right? Don't stay in that space. Don't stay in that situation. Don't let anybody tell you that, hey, you cannot. Don't let anybody tell you that. It takes courage, it takes work, it takes time, it takes resources. But in all, keep going at it. In all, keep pushing at it. In all, just keep moving and don't stay there. Don't stay on the ground, right? Don't stay on the ground. Don't stay on the ground, right? Don't stay on the ground. I said it is how you bounce back from that adversities that matters. You know, as we always say, a man is not measured by when he is standing. He is measured when he falls and he's able to get up. That's how a man is measured, right? That is how a man is measured, right? So don't stay down. Keep at it. Keep pushing it. Keep going through it, right? It might not come easy. It might not be today. It might not be tomorrow, but keep doing you. Keep pushing yourself. Keep going to places that you keep telling those positive affirmations to yourself. Bouncing back, right? Bouncing back of that struggle, bouncing back of the things that you thought that, hey, I cannot do this. There is no way I'm going to come out of it. But gradually you work on yourself. Gradually you push yourself. Gradually you push it through. And then you find yourself on top. The ability to bounce back stronger, wiser, and powerful builds your resilience, right? It builds your resilience. It builds that. So don't let anybody tell you that, hey, if you there, you down, you down. You can never come out of it. Don't let anybody tell you that. Right? Don't let anybody tell you that. It takes you yourself to be able to bounce back from where you are, to be able to jump off from where you are, to be able to know exactly what you got to do, how you got to do it, where you have to step to move ahead. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it doable? Yes. Do you need to put in work? Yes. Do you need to sometimes cut certain things off? Yes. 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 Right? So the ability to bounce back stronger, wiser, and powerful builds your resilience. Let you know that, hey, I got something going on. Let you know that, hey, it is me, right? I can do anything. I can do everything, right? But it's up to me to decide where exactly I want to go. It's up to me to decide what exactly I want to do. It's up to me to decide if I indeed want this. Bouncing back, right? Bouncing back from that struggle, bouncing back from that pain, bouncing back from where you thought that, hey, you could never get out of. Thanks for hopping on here. Please keep liking and keep sharing for us, right? So the ability to bounce back makes you stronger, makes you wiser, make you think of yourself that, hey, indeed, I thought I couldn't make it. I thought I was going to stay here forever. But with gradual process, with me believing that, hey, anything is possible, and with me digging my way out little by little, here I am. I'm able to bounce back. I'm able to come back stronger than I even thought I would, right? So a man, as I said, is measured by, is not measured by when he's standing. It's measured by when he's down and how able he is to get up, right? So once you are bounced back, work at it and keep going. Work at it and keep pushing. Work at it and build on it, right? Don't let that situation where you went through say, oh, I was there, so now you're going to be staying at that same space. No, bounce off it, right? Work your way through it. Push yourself as hard as you can, right? Sometimes it might not be easy. Sometimes it would need, or it would take everything that you hold dear, everything that you hold close to your heart to bounce back. But once you are able to do it, once you are able to get back on your feet, once you are able to gradually move systematically into that, from that struggle, right? You got to go all out, because that will make you understand that you weren't broken, number one, right? And you did not stay down. Yes, you might have been out for a bit. Yes, you might have been down for a bit, but that did not keep you there. That did not keep you there. So bounce back from those struggles. Bounce back from those pains. Bounce back from the things that you think that it is not possible to even do. Work at it. Keep working at it. You might not see the results yet. You might not see any improvement yet, but keep doing it. Keep pushing it. Guys, if you have any comment, please put in the chat for us. And if you have any questions as well, feel free to ask in the chat, and keep tapping on the like button for us. Right? Keep at it. Keep going at it. Keep pushing through. Keep pushing yourself through. Because it's only get better from here. If you are able to move from where you are to the other phase, because right now it might seem that everything is hitting you left, right, center. Right now it might seem that, oh, nothing good is coming out of that situation. Keep at it. Work your way gradually out of it. Right? And don't let anything stop you from getting to where you need to get to. Don't let anything stop you from picking yourself back up. I said earlier on, I said sometimes you might not get anybody to push you. Sometimes you might not get anybody to tell you that, hey, keep going. Sometimes you gotta, what do I say? How do I put this? Encourage your own self. Right? Sometimes you gotta encourage your own self. Sometimes you got to give your own self the praise. Sometimes you gotta love on your own self. You gotta like your own self. Right? Sometimes that's what you got to do. Because nobody would do it as you do it. Nobody will be there for you as you do it. Nobody would understand you as you do it. So you might not get those assistants. You might not get those help from the people that you thought that they would help. But you got to keep pushing. You got to keep doing what you got to do to bounce back. Right? To bounce back. You got to do that. It might not be easy. I'm not even going to sit here and tell you, hey, it might be easy bouncing back, especially when that fall was deep or was large, right? Especially when you've moved from up here to down here. It takes grace. It takes momentum. It takes everything that you have to bounce back. You might be alone in that journey for a bit, for some time. It might be only you. It might be you yourself, and that's it, right? But keep going at it. You know exactly what you want. You know exactly how you want that situation to be. You know exactly where exactly you want to be from, where you want to be from here, right? So keep working at it. Guys, keep sharing for us. Keep sharing for us, right? Keep working at it. Don't let anybody tell you that you cannot do it. Don't let anybody tell you that, hey, this thing is not possible, right? What you are saying to yourself is not possible. What you put your mind to is possible. If only you are ready, if only you are willing to put in the work, if only you are willing to see yourself grow from here. Right? So the ability to bounce back stronger, wiser, and powerful builds one's resilience, right? Once you are bounced back, work at it to keep going, right? I said the truth measure The true measure of success is how many times you are able to bounce back from that failure, how many times you are able to get up from that fall, how many times you are able to get up from where you find yourself and you seem like everything is not going well for you. Guys, keep liking the video for us, keep liking it for us. The likes keep makes these platforms to push them out. So keep tapping on the like buttons for us. And if you have any questions, feel free and put it in the chat. If you don't know what this is a Dose of Encouragement Incorporated, and we always come your way every Saturday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard, 11 a.m. GMT, where we learn from each other, right? Among we supporting the orphanages back in Ghana and in the US here. So keep tapping the like button, keep tapping the hearts for us. If you have any questions, feel free and put it in the chat for us, right? So the ability or the true measure of success is how well somebody or how well you are able to bounce back, how well you are able to get off from that failure, how well you are able to move from that space, that hole that you are to out here. That determines that, right? Remember, you are not what happened to you, but you are what you become from that situation. Can I say that again? You are not what happened to you. So that means that if you are in that hole, you are not that. If you are in that struggle, you are not that. If you are in pain, if you're going through trials, struggles, you are not the struggle. Again, you can be down, don't stay down. You can be poor, don't stay poor. You can be in shambles, don't stay there. Get yourself working, keep at it, and get out of there. So, what happened? You are not what happened to you, but you are what you become from here. You are how you respond from here. You are how you jump out of that hole from here. Bounce back. Use everything that you got. Let every fiber that you have help you to bounce back it. Bounce back off that pain. Bounce back off that struggle. Bounce back. Right? Bounce back off it. Right? Bounce back off it. Keep learning. Keep that positive affirmations going. Right? Because again, here I take you back to that donkey. Right? That was left in the hole. Right? He realized that he had no space. He realized that he had nowhere to go. He realized that, listen, where I am, I cannot get out of here. I need to do something. What did he do? He started digging, pushing sand underneath him, little by little, right? Little by little, he started digging himself out of that hole. Little by little, he started gathering those sand underneath him. Little by little, he started pushing himself out. And by the time he realized he had enough base, enough foundation to jump up that hole. So you might be in that hole. You might be in that stinky thinking place. You might be in that situation where you like, where exactly do I go from here? How do I bounce back from here? Start by prepping your mind, because it all starts up here. Start by asking yourself, what do I have to do in order to move from here to here? How do I need? Yes, I got those things. How do I implement it? And gradually work your way out. As I said again, sometimes you might not get the support. Sometimes it will all be you and your issue. It will be just you and that problem, right? But as to how you work your way out depends on you. But it is doable to bounce back. It is doable to move from where you are. It is doable to jump off that hole. It is doable to jump off that situation. It is doable to come back from that situation. It is doable. It is doable. Don't let anybody tell you that it is not doable. Don't let anybody tell you that, hey, if you are down, you are down. You can't do anything about it. That's not true. You determine how that story is going to end. You determine how that thing would affect you. You determine how you want to move from here. You determine that because you have that power in your hands. As the men think it, right? You determine that. And the ability to jump up depends on you. Right? It is not every situation that you get somebody helping you. It is not every situation that you get somebody asking you, hey, what can I do? Or how can I help? It is not every situation, right? It is not every situation that you get that help. It is not every situation. Sometimes it is just you and your problem. It is just you and your struggle. It is just you and your pain, right? Sometimes that's all you got. Sometimes that is all you got. That is all you have. You and your issues, you and your problem, you and the things that you are going through. So, how do you get yourself out of it? How do we move from where we are to that place where we will become happy again, to that place where we will find joy again, to that place where we will find happiness again? How do we do that? Right? How do we do that? We find a sense of purpose. We find ways to have meaning, be passionate about something, right? That help in sustaining us, right? I said, do things that you are passionate about. Thanks for hopping on here. Please keep tapping on the like buttons for us. Keep tapping on the like buttons for us, right? Do something that allows you, that help you, right? That what you got to do. This is how we bounce back from that struggle. That is how we bounce back from that pain. That is how we bounce back from where we are, right? Find a sense of purpose. Find that thing that you're passionate about. Find that thing that you have been, that will nourish you. Find that, right? Have a positive outlook and practice. Have a positive outlook and practice, right? Negative thinking won't take you anywhere. Stinky thinking won't push you forward, right? It will not push you forward. You thinking negative won't push you forward, right? It will not push you forward. You thinking, oh, there is nothing better that will come out of it, will not push you forward. So negative thinking wears us down, right? And we also got to turn those ones into positives, right? So if all you think about is the negatives, all you think about is, oh, this is my problem, where I am, I'll never be able to get out of it, then that's where you're going to stay, because as a man thinking, as a man thinking, so is he, right? As a man thinketh, so is he, right? As you think about the situation, so you are, so you become, right? So don't stay there. Turn those things into positives. Turn those things into something that would help you grow, something that will help you move from here, something that will help you understand what you have to do, how you have to do it, right? Find that. Find that. Right? Look for that source. Look for what is going on. Look for what you have going on for you. Look for that. Because it is only then that you would understand what you have to do, how you have to do it, where exactly you need to be. Right? That's the only time you find out where you have to be. Don't let anything distract you. Don't let anything tell you that, hey, you cannot do this, right? Do not let anybody tell you that. You have the power to do what needs to be done. You have the power to understand that, hey, yeah, though I might be down, yeah, though I don't have the means to get up here, but I am going to think positive. I am going to think of myself the right way. I am going to bounce back from where I need to get to. I am going to do well and bounce back. You got to do that. You got to tell yourself that. You got to find that inner peace. You got to find that space. You got to do that. Because it is only then, that you will get to know that, hey, yes, I thought I was down. Yes, I thought I couldn't do anything. Yes, I thought that nothing good was going to come out of this situation. But here I am. I am bouncing back. Right? Bounce back off it. So have a positive mind. Take pleasure in small joys of life, right? Take pleasure in those, right? I said, make time for small joys and doing things that you like, doing things that you love, doing things that you happy about, doing things that you enjoy doing, right? Right? Do those things that you love. Do those things that makes you happy. Do those things that makes you relax, makes you take you to that happy place. Do those things, right? Do those things. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody tell you that, hey, you cannot do it. Don't let anybody tell you that, right? You need to move. You need to get out of where you are. You need to be able to understand that, hey, I might be here. I might be struggling. I might be in trouble, but I am going to do it. I am going to move on. I am going to understand that, hey, I need to get myself out of here, right? So get moving, get working, right? Keep pushing it, because it is only then and only then that you'll be able to understand what you have to do, how you have to do it, right? It takes you and you alone. It takes you to understand where you are. It takes you to understand where exactly you are going and what exactly you have to do from where you stand, right? Take active approach to strong or to solving those situations. Take active approach to solving those struggles. Take active approach. So that means that if you gotta get up from that bed, that means that if you gotta get up from that chair, that means that if you gotta go out and seek help, then do it. Then do it. Right? Then do it. Then do it. It might not be easy. It might not be easy at all. It might seem that that thing that you're doing, nobody is paying attention to. It might seem that that thing that you're doing, nobody is showing interest in, right? So be it. That is what might seem. So be it, right? But don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody tell you that, hey, this thing you're doing is not going to work. Don't let anybody tell you that. You deserve to get out of that place. You deserve to get out of where you are. You deserve to push yourself to the max if you have to. Right? You deserve that. You deserve that. You deserve that. Right? And so don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you cannot do it. Oh, this thing that you're doing, it would not work for you. Right? You decide how it's going to work, where it's going to work for you. You decide it. Right? You decide that. Right? You decide it. Is it gonna be easy? No. Is it gonna be on a silver platter? No. Right? But if where you sit and you're not comfortable with, then you gotta work on it. Right? If that space you sit in, you don't like it, then you gotta push it. Right? Then you gotta push it. If where you sit in, you don't like it. Right? I don't like where I'm sitting. Then you got to work on it. I don't like where I'm sitting. I don't like that struggle. I don't like what my situation is looking like. Then you got to push yourself. You got to get up and move. It is not going to be easy. But you have to do your very best to push it. You got to do your very best to understand that, hey, I need to put in A, B, C, and Z. Right? So take pleasure, right? And take active approach, right? Take active approach. Things that would allow you, things that will solve that situation. Take active approach, right? Take active approach. Right? So I wrote here, I said, identify the problem. How do we take active approach? Identify the problem. Identify what exactly the issue is. Identify where do I go from here. Identify how do I do this. Identify, do I have to get out of here? Do I have to do this? What is causing this issue? Identify it. Right? Identify it. Identify that struggle. Identify what is making you stay where you are, what is making you go through that struggle, what is making you be in that space, what is making you do that. Right? What is making you go through that struggle? Find solutions for that. Right? Find solution for that. How do I do this? Where do I go to get this? How do I solve this? Find solutions for that. And focus on what can be controlled. The things that cannot be controlled, don't pay attention to it because it is not everything that you will be able to control. Right? It is not everything that you'll be able to control. It is not everything that you would have power over it. It is not everything that would be able to be solved on a silver platter. No, right? So focus, identify the problem, find the solution, and focus on what can be controlled, right? Focus on what can be controlled. Keep learning, keep pushing yourself, keep asking those questions that you might think that it is stupid. Keep learning, keep learning, right? Keep learning, keep building on yourself, because where you are sitting, you're not supposed to be there, right? Where you are, where you find yourself, you're not supposed to be there, but you find yourself there. Bounce back by doing these things, by finding a sense of purpose, by finding what makes you happy, right? Look for positive in every situation, right? Take an active approach and keep learning, keep learning. And I'm going to say this again. Sometimes it will take just you by yourself to bounce back. Sometimes the people that you think that, oh, they're going to support me, they're going to be there for me, they would not, right? They will not. You will be by yourself. You will be all alone. You have to say to yourself that, hey, this thing that I find myself or where I find myself, I need to do this. I need to do that. You have to determine that. You have to determine that. You have to determine that. How you are going to resolve that issue, how you are going to bounce back, how you are going to jump off of here. You determine that, right? You choose and pick what you have to do, where you need to get the results from, where you need to get the resources from, where you need to get assistance from. You determine that. The power for you to bounce back is in your hands. The power for you to jump out of where you are, that stinky place, dependent on you. The power for you to jump off that cliff, it depends on you. It depends on you. It depends on you. Oh, but I don't have any help. I don't have any assistant. Yes, sometimes it takes just you. It takes just you sometimes. It takes just you sometimes to bounce off, to bounce back where you are, where you've been to bounce back off it. Adopt positive mindset. Some of us, all we know about is the negatives. All we know about is where we find ourselves, our problems, our issues. That's all we know about, right? And I get it that we struggling, we in pain, we in struggle. So that's all we know. But look at it on the brighter side. Because as I said, there is always an opportunity in every adversity. There is always an opportunity. There is always answers in every problems, right? So if all you're doing is looking at the negatives, all you're doing is looking at the problems, then that's solely what you're gonna get. But if you have to bounce back from where you are to where you will be able to understand and know that, hey, I got to do this, I have to do this, and I can sit here, then you got to bounce back. You got to look at every situation or every struggle as an opportunity to do something better, as an opportunity to better yourself, as an opportunity to get off that space, bouncing back. right? Bouncing back. It might not be easy. It might not be on a silver platter. It might mean that you are just by yourself and you have to ravel your way through to find solutions. But either way, you bounce back. Either way, you got to do as much as you can to bounce back. Because as I say, and I'll say again, a man is not measured by when he's standing, but when he falls and how much or what he does to bounce himself back, to get up again. So sometimes it will be just you. Sometimes the people that you think might help you will be all gone. Sometimes they might not even look at your direction. Sometimes you might think that everything and everybody has deserted you, but you have to find that solace. You have to ask yourself that, am I going to be that donkey that stays in that hole because its owner left him there? Or am I going to be that person that find myself gradually work my way out? Right? Bouncing back, right? Bouncing back. It takes a whole lot. It takes time. It takes courage. It takes resources. It takes mind shift to bounce back, especially when all you've known is you being down here and now you literally down there. It takes, excuse me, it takes a lot, right? It takes a lot. But in all, right? In all and in so doing, you still got to bounce yourself back. You still got to ask yourself, what do I have to do? How do I need to do it? Where do I go from here? And all that good stuff. You got to bounce back, right? You got to bounce back. You have to do everything in your power, right? To ask yourself, what do I have to do? How do I do it? What do I do this? You have to ask yourself that. Is this going to help me? Is this going to be of a support to me? Am I able to do this the right way? Am I able to do that? You have to ask yourself those questions, right? You have to ask those questions. So keep learning, adapt positive mindset, embrace change, right? Be a doer and not a complainer. Be a doer and not a complainer. Be the one that is able to get up and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I am going to move it. I am going to make it. Positive affirmations, right? Positive affirmations. But keep doing what you got to do to bounce back, right? Keep doing what you got to do to hop off that cliff. Keep doing what you got to do to jump off that situation that you find yourself in, because after that it only get better from here. After that you only see success. After that you only see exactly where you are, where you need to get to, how you need to do that, all that good stuff, right? But bounce back off it. Learn how and what you got to do. Learn what exactly you have to do, right? Keep learning. Keep those positive mindsets, right? It might not be easy. It might not be on a silver platter. It might mean that you going out of that comfort zone. It might mean that you doing things that you're not comfortably doing or you're not used to doing, right? Because you find yourself here, recovering quickly from a difficult situation, recovering quickly from events that are uncertain, events that you didn't think will happen, that has happened, bouncing back, coming back stronger and better, coming back stronger and wiser, coming back stronger to where you need to get to, right? Bounce back, right? Bounce back. And don't let that situation prevent you from doing what you got to do. Don't let that situation prevent you from living life the way you need to live it. Don't let where you find yourself. Listen, that situation might just be for a brief moment. That situation is just so that I always say that there is nothing that comes our way that we are not able to solve, right? That we are not able to figure out what we have to do. If only we have the right mindset, if only we are able to find a sense of purpose, if only we are able to have a positive outlook in every situation and be practical or practice it, right? If only we take pleasure in small wins, if only we are able to actively approach that situation and try to solve it. If only we keep learning, we keep that positive mindset, and we keep embracing change, and we keep doing stuff other than we complaining, we'll be able to bounce back. So don't let that situation tear you down. Don't let that situation prevent you from going to places that you need to go to. Don't let, sometimes again, you will be all by yourself. Sometimes you got to do it all by yourself. Sometimes you don't need anybody. Sometimes all you need is you yourself in that situation, right? And you got to hold it by the horn. You got to find ways and means that you're going to work on it. You got to find ways and means that you're going to push it. Sometimes that is all it needs from you to bounce back. So go out there and look for how or ways that you can bounce back from that struggle, from that setback, from that struggle, from that pain, from that uncertainty, right? Look for ways and means to bounce back. Be resilient in the face of hardship. Stay focused and don't get distracted, right? Because distractions will come. The question is, how good or how would you bounce back? Master the act of bouncing back. Remember that coming back will only make you stronger, will only make you wiser, will only make you better, right? In that situation. Because the ability to bounce back stronger, wiser, and powerful ends up building your resilience, ends up building your ability, ends up giving you that momentum to move on, ends up giving you that ability to say to yourself that, hey, I might be down, I might be struggling at this time, but I am working on me. That is all that matters. Me working on me. As far as I have not given up, as far as I have not thrown the towel, as far as I have not said to myself that, hey, I am down and I'm going to stay down, I am going to bounce back and keep moving, right? Because a man is not measured by when he's standing, but when he falls and how he's able to stand up, how he's able to bounce back. That is what he's measured with. So bounce back. Remember, you are not what happened to you, but you are what you become from here. How you choose to bounce back or respond to this determine how you are going to be, determines who you are going to be moving from here. So let's build on ourselves. Let's push through. Let's make sure that we are bouncing back. Let's make sure that we are doing anything and everything possible that we can to push ourselves out. Right? Thank you all so much for hopping on here with me. This is a Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. I come your way every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard, 11 a.m. GMT time. This is part of our main umbrella. Our main umbrella is helping eradicate global poverty in our own small way, where we visit the orphanages back in Ghana and homeless shelters back here in the States, where we offer our support in any little way that we can, because we believe in a heart that cares to a hand that gives. So until I come your way again, stay blessed. Have a fruitful week ahead. If you don't know who I am, my name is Amanda Kofi Aye, and I am your host and founder of A Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. If you want to check us out, or if you want to reach out to us, visit www.adoei.org. That is www.adoei.org. Send us an email, send us a message on there, and we will be able to get back to you. Until I come your way, have a fruitful Saturday and stay blessed. Bye for now.